Hey guys, Larsson here, and in this short video, and with the help of my handy-dandy virtual chalkboard, I wanted to share with you my personal author success system. Now, I call it the big money formula. I really just call it that because it sounds cool and it looks really cool on the screen, but also because when I finally figured out this formula and started putting all the pieces together, I started to make some pretty big money. Now, the big money formula came about through a combination of my own experiences, researching some successful books, and interviews with various authors and publishers. And what it does is bring together all the necessary elements that are crucial to leveraging the most impact and earnings out of each book you publish. And as the saying goes, anything that's worth doing is worth doing right. So with that said, let's dive into the big money formula. Okay, the actual formula is PA plus CD equals IE plus CS equals BM. Now, I know that looks more like two formulas, but trust me, it looks a lot cooler set up just like that than it did broken up into two separate formulas. And then I had to name the second formula, so I just liked it better as one. So we're going to go with that. Now, the breakdown is published author plus credible distribution equals instant expert plus celebrity status equals big money. Now, you guys probably guessed that BM was big money, but I'm pretty sure you didn't know what the other four were. Now, that's the whole enchilada right there. I know it looks pretty simple, but the importance of these four elements to your success cannot be stressed enough. They are absolutely crucial. All right. Now that we know the formula and the breakdown, let's look at each piece individually. The first piece of the puzzle is being a published author. And by published author, I mean you have written a book, gotten it published, and into print. Now, the first thing you need to know about being a published author is that it is a big accomplishment. Very few people ever take the time and put out the effort required to write and publish a book. Now, publishing a book, again, is a big deal. Your clients, your prospects, your friends and family, they'll all think it's a big deal. Now, of course, your friends and family will probably think it's a bigger deal than everybody else combined. But hey, that's what friends and family do. The next benefit of being a published author is that you will immediately be given a marketing angle from which to stand out from your competition. Chances are, most of your competitors do not have a book published, and simply by getting your book out there and in front of prospects will instantly differentiate you from your competition and give you the edge in credibility. Which leads into the next benefit of being a published author, which is an instant boost to your perceived credibility. Even though you are the same person, now that you have a book published, you now appear significantly more credible and successful in the eyes of your prospects and customers. The final benefit we'll go over is the fact that as a published author, you will rapidly become more well known in your niche. Whereas before you had a book, people may have known you or heard your name, but had a hard time remembering what you did. Now that you have a book out, people associate that book and its topic with your name, and therefore your name will become better associated with and known in your niche. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of the formula. The next part of the formula is credible distribution. And by credible distribution, what I'm referring to is who you get your book published through and how they will promote and distribute your book. Going with the right publisher will give you the best access to mainstream book retailers and book buyers. Now, many publishers claim to have a great distribution channel, when in fact their channel is nothing more than a list of retailers that you are welcome to approach and contact on your own. Also, by going with a publisher who has a truly credible distribution channel, you are guaranteeing increased exposure for your book and access to markets that you couldn't reach on your own. Let's face it, your book is useless without exposure, and ensuring you have credible distribution will ensure your book gets maximum exposure. Now, larger earning potential is the next benefit. This one is very easy to understand. The more access to mainstream retailers and the more exposure your book gets in front of buyers, the more money you will earn. Poor distribution equals poor earnings. It's pretty much a no-brainer. Now, in terms of leveraging the power of your book to help you in your business, third-party credibility is by far the most important. Now, third-party credibility is the process of borrowing your publisher's well-known and established credibility and applying it to your book so that you boost your own credibility yet again. For example, the reason I published my book the way I did was because it instantly got my book listed and stocked in the Amazon.com marketplace. Therefore, right off the bat, my book is being sold by one of the world's largest book retailers, and I can publicly note that fact in my marketing. Talk about a huge credibility boost for me. This is why finding the right publisher and distribution channel is crucial to your book's success. One other thing that I want to mention before we move on, and that is vanity publishers will hurt your credibility. Now, vanity publishers are really nothing more than glorified printers, because all they do is charge an author a large upfront fee in the range of $10,000 to $20,000 to print and bind a quantity of your books. That's it. There's no marketing, no access to mainstream distribution. Vanity publishers prey on the ego author who just wants to have a book published for the ego boost it will give them. Vanity publishing is looked down on by the people in the know, and word will get around that you paid to get published, which will then destroy the credibility that you were trying to build. Let's move on. Once your book is published and on the market, you have become an instant expert. You are now the guru. People think of authors as experts and elite professionals within their niche, and your published book is subliminally telling the world that you are an established expert within your field, all without you ever having to come out and say it. Now, the next benefit of your instant expert status is that you become trustworthy. Society is conditioned to believe that authors are experts who know what they are talking about and therefore are trustworthy. And simply by having a book published that your prospects know about, you will be able to slip past established trust barriers and easily close the sale. Now, while that's pretty cool, my favorite aspect of being a published author is that now my clients and customers, they come to me. They actually seek me and my products out without me having to do anything. Now, being a published author establishes you as an expert in your niche and implies to your prospects that you have the answer to their problems or needs. And therefore, they will approach you. They will seek you out looking for you to solve their problems. Now, as you can see, now that you are recognized as an expert, the power balance has shifted. Whereas the power used to be in the prospect's hands, and it was your job to convince them to buy from you. Now, you have the power over the prospect, and they have to try and convince you to sell them your product or service, which I'm sure you'll grudgingly do. Now, this brings us to our next component. Celebrity status. The simple fact is, authors are celebrities. Society is once again conditioned to put authors up on a pedestal and treat them like they are special, whether they are or not. The simple act of publishing your book and becoming a recognized expert boosts you into the celebrity club. Now, I'm not claiming you're going to become boy band famous like Justin Timberlake, but you will automatically achieve minor celebrity status, which is perfect for our purposes. Now, one of the biggest benefits of you being a celebrity is that celebrities get media attention. And media attention is the fastest way to instantly get you, your company, or your product in front of a massive audience of potential prospects and buyers. The term published author is like catnip to a cat for media agencies, and they are always looking for new content and exclusive news. You will find yourself being approached by various media personalities for interviews out of the blue, and your request for media attention, now that you can add published author to your letter, will actually garner a response, whereas before it would have most likely been ignored. Now, the biggest benefit by far of your celebrity status is what I like to call inner circle access. When you publish a book and become a recognized expert in your niche, doors and opportunities open for you that you never even knew existed. You will be invited to meetings, events, and social gatherings that the general public knows nothing about, and if it wasn't for your celebrity status, neither would you. And once you have access to this inner circle of movers and shakers, you will develop connections and relationships that will provide a springboard for increasing your future success. Now, the final benefit is that celebrities attract followers. Now, I'm not talking about the scary stalker kind of follower. I'm talking about attracting a consistently growing number of like-minded prospects and buyers who are interested in your products and what you have to say. It's no secret that the money is in your list, or as Frank Kern has been beating into our heads, the money is in our relationship with our list. But the fact is that without a list, you can't have a relationship, and therefore your earning power is severely limited. However, because of your published author/celebrity status, you will find attracting those followers to your list to be a piece of cake. Because through your book, you have already established the beginnings of a relationship, and now your followers are coming to you because they want to further that relationship. And this means more money for you. In fact, this means big money. By utilizing the previous elements, you will now be able to take advantage of premium consulting fees. Even if you are not a consultant, you will more than likely be approached to speak at an event, do a teleseminar, or a webinar simply because of your published book. And if you say yes, because of your expert status and the fact that your book is published, you will be able to command top dollar for your time, and they will happily pay it. Now, if you publish your book the right way and go to the right distribution channels, you will also earn top-tier royalties on your book sales. Most traditionally published authors receive between 50 cents and $1.50 per book sold, whereas I, on average, receive between $5 and $7 per copy sold. Not hard to see the increased benefit there. You will also enjoy increased conversion rates on the sales of your products and services. The reason for this is through your book, you have already established your expert status, trustworthiness, and created a subconscious relationship with your buyer, thereby lowering any sales barriers that may have been in place. The final benefit, and my personal favorite by far, is that for each book you publish using the formula, you will be creating a passive recurring income stream from your book sales that is truly set and forget. So basically, you do the work once and you get paid forever, which is definitely my favorite way to make money. So there you have it. All the secrets of the big money formula explained in detail, so you can now take advantage of the same opportunity and make the same big money. The last thing I wanted to point out about this formula before I end this video is that you are really only responsible for the first two components. If you take care of the published author and the credible distribution, the rest of the formula just sort of naturally falls into place and builds on its own. Pretty sweet deal, huh? Well guys, that's all I've got for now, so I'm going to end this video, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.